Hi, everyone. Welcome to Everyday Real English from Real Life podcast.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to dig into interesting topics and pull out the insights you need. And today, we're diving into something, well, super useful for anyone speaking English. How to sound polite beyond just the basics of please and thank you. Because, we all learn please and thank you. They're like the first things, right? Absolutely essential. But maybe you've felt sometimes that even using them, your English sounds a bit, a little blunt. Or maybe not quite as friendly as you mean it.
Oh, absolutely. That's a really common feeling for learners. And it matters, Politeness in English isn't just about ticking a box for good manners. It's actually pretty crucial for building good relationships, showing respect, making things run smoother, really, both, personally and at work. And it helps avoid misunderstandings. That's a big one.
Yeah.
Because sometimes translating directly from your own language, even with the best intentions, can land a bit wrong in English.
Right.
Especially comparing direct versus indirect styles. You see more indirectness often in places like the UK, the US, Canada.
That's such a good point. So maybe as you listen, think about that. Have you ever felt unsure about how polite you sounded in English? Or maybe had a chat where you thought, did that come out right? Keep that in mind because we've got some great tools coming up. Okay, so let's unpack this. We've got 5 really practical, polite expressions, things that go beyond just please and thank you. The idea is they'll help you sound more polite naturally and hopefully feel more confident too.
Exactly. These are often called speech softening techniques. It's a fancy term, but basically they make requests sound less like demands, more like options or, gentle suggestions. It shows you respect the other person's time and their effort. It's about building that connection.
I like that softening. Makes sense. Okay, expression number 1, would you mind?
Yeah, this one's a classic. Really versatile. It's a super polite way to ask permission or just check if something's okay with someone. Great for making requests without sounding like you're imposing. The magic is it implies you're thinking about their convenience. You're giving them an out.
Totally. You hear it everywhere. Like, if someone's blocking your car, instead of move your car, you'd say, would you mind moving your car, please? It's clear, but polite. Or maybe you need someone's attention quickly. Would you mind coming over here for a second?
Yeah.
And I like this variation too. If you don't mind, would you help put the dishes in the dishwasher? Adding that, if you don't mind, is like extra politeness butter.
Yeah, layers it on nicely.
Okay, building on that idea of thinking about the other person, phrase number 2 is, if it's not too much trouble.
Yes. This one's brilliant because it explicitly says, hey, I know this might be an effort for you. By adding, if it's not too much trouble, you're kind of showing appreciation before they even do anything.
Yeah.
Makes the request feel much less demanding, more considerate.
It really does change the feel. Like, if you need help with something tricky, could you help me with this if it's not too much trouble?
Exactly.
Or maybe you didn't understand something. If it's not too much trouble, would you mind explaining that again? I find it really useful for rescheduling things. Instead of a flat, can't talk now, maybe. If it's not a problem, could I call you back in 10 minutes? Shows respect for their time.
Precisely.
Okay, now for a phrase that uses a kind of clever grammar trick for politeness. I was wondering if...
Yes. This is a personal favorite. It's so subtle. What's really interesting, like you said, is the grammar. Using the past tense was wondering, even when you're talking about now, it just makes it sound really indirect, almost hesitant, like you've been thinking about it and don't want to pressure them.
Right.
It gives them space, basically. So it's great when you're not sure if it's a good time or if they can help.
It feels so much gentler, doesn't it? Instead of a direct, can you help me? Which can sound a bit demanding.
Yeah, potentially.
I was wondering if you could help me with this report. Or asking for info. I was wondering if you knew when the meeting starts. You hear it constantly. I was wondering if I could borrow your pen, or I was wondering if you had time to chat later. Just changes the whole feel. All right, our 4th expression takes things up a notch in formality. May I ask?
Yeah, this one signals pretty clearly. I'm being formal and very polite now. Often used when you're asking for permission or information, especially in professional settings or with people you don't know well. It shows a clear level of respect.
Yeah.
And if you need even more formality, you can use might I ask. But may I ask is already quite formal for most situations.
Totally. You hear it in customer service a lot. A waiter might say, "May I take your place, sir?"
Right.
Or maybe at a networking event, "May I ask if you are related to Mrs. Bowden?" Or even joining a conversation, "May I add something to what you're saying?" It's just reliably polite.
Exactly.
Okay, and our fifth one in this main set, is there any chance you could, or it's close relative, by any chance?
Ah, yes. This is great for softening things when you're really not sure if something's possible. It kind of ejects a bit of doubt, makes it sound less like you expect them to say yes, more casual, but still really respectful.
Yeah.
It basically says, look, this might be a long shot, but
That's a perfect way to put it. Like, you need a pen, but maybe they don't have one. Instead of just, "Do you have a pen? Try. By any chance, do you have a pen I could borrow?"
takes the pressure right off.
Yeah. Or asking about a meeting. "By any chance, would you be available for a quick meeting tomorrow?"
Hmm.
I've definitely used it for bigger asks, too. Like, "By any chance, could you give me a ride home today?" It shows you get that they might absolutely say no, and that's fine.
Exactly. It manages expectations politely.
Okay, so those are 5 core phrases. Now, for a quick bonus round, we all say thank you, obviously. But what about when you need to show, like, really deep gratitude? How do you go beyond just a simple thank you when someone's really helped you out?
That's a great point, because gratitude isn't just one level, is it? Thank you is always good, always appreciated. But sometimes you want to show more intensity, maybe more sincerity. These next phrases help you dial up the appreciation.
Okay, so alternatives or additions. A really common one is just, "I really appreciate it." Simple, heartfelt.
Yeah, very common. Very good.
If someone did way more than expected, "Thank you so much for going above and beyond."
Nice one. Acknowledges the extra effort.
When it made a huge difference, "I can't thank you enough." Or maybe even, "That meant the world to me." Shows real impact.
Those are lovely. Very strong.
On the more formal side, you might hear "much obliged." It's a bit old-fashioned maybe, but still around.
A little, yeah. Still pops up.
And if you want to keep it casual but still emphasize it, "Thanks a ton," or "Thanks a million."
Perfect. Yeah, those work great. So you have options depending on the situation and how grateful you feel.
Exactly. Different shades of thanks. Okay, let's make this really practical. Let's try a couple of quick role plays to hear these phrases in, actual situations.
Good idea. Context is everything, right?
Yeah.
You'll hear how the formality shifts.
Okay, scene 1. You're at a hotel, you've arrived super early, and you're hoping to check in. More formal setting. I'll be the guest. Good morning. I was wondering if there was any possibility of checking in a bit early today.
Good morning. Let me see what I can do for you. May I ask your name, please?
Oh, sure, it's Smith. If it's not too much trouble, I'd really appreciate it if a room happened to be ready. My flight got in quite early.
Mr. Smith, let me just check that for you now. Yes, it would be my pleasure to see if we have something available. Just one moment.
Great, thanks. Okay, scene 2. More casual, but still needs politeness. Asking a colleague for help at work. I'll be the one asking. "Hey, sorry to bother you, but
Yep.
by any chance, would you have a moment later today to maybe glance over this report?"
Oh, hey. Yeah, no bother at all. When do you need it by? Is it urgent?
Oh, no rush at all. Whenever you get a chance, really. If it's not too much trouble, I was just wondering if you could give me some quick feedback on it.
Sure thing. I can definitely take a look.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be my pleasure to help out. Just send it over whenever you're ready.
Awesome. Thanks so much. You see, it just smooths everything out, doesn't it? It feels much more collaborative.
Definitely. Less demanding, more like teamwork.
So this kind of leads us into the really interesting part. Why does politeness often sound so different in English compared to other languages? It's more than just the words, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It goes much deeper. A lot of English politeness hinges on, well, indirectness. We use these things called softeners or hedges.
Oh.
Basically ways to avoid sounding too direct, too blunt, or too demanding. Think about just saying, shut the door. It's really abrupt.
Yeah, sounds rude.
Right. But add a modal verb. Could you shut the door? Or would you mind shutting the door? It totally changes the feeling. It becomes a polite request. So modal verbs could, would, may, might. They're like politeness superheroes in English. It's often everything. Could you pass the salt is way nicer than just pass the salt.
Definitely.
And that trick we mentioned earlier, using past tense forms like, I was wondering, even for the present, that's another key technique. It makes the request seem less immediate, more considered, like you've thought about it. It creates that polite hesitation.
That makes sense.
And of course, it's not just words. This is crucial.
Yeah.
Your tone of voice matters hugely. maybe a slightly rising intonation to sound friendly.
Hmm.
And body language, too, like smiling. You could say the politest words ever, but with a grumpy tone, well, it doesn't work.
Yeah, the message gets lost or comes across totally wrong.
Exactly. And another thing is avoiding direct negatives. Instead of a hard no, English speakers often prefer softer ways to refuse. Things like, oh, I'm afraid I can't, or, I'd love to, but I'm actually really busy then. It cushions the refusal, keeps things harmonious.
Right, less confrontational.
Precisely.
Hmm.
And then you get into the really subtle stuff, especially common in British English. These things, sometimes called politisms. These are phrases that sound polite on the surface, but often mean something quite different, sometimes even the opposite. They're used to dodge awkwardness or direct disagreement.
Oh, I think I know what you mean. Like when someone says, sounds fun, I'll let you know.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Which very often means, yeah, I'm probably not coming.
Yeah. Or the classic, with all due respect.
Which usually signals, okay, I think you're wrong and here's why.
Right.
And maybe my favorite, I hear what you're saying. It sounds like agreement, right? But it can totally mean, I hear words, but I completely disagree.
Okay, yeah.
These can be really tricky for learners, obviously, because you need the context. You need to understand the subtext, the unspoken rules. It shows there's a whole hidden layer to politeness.
That's fascinating. So much going on beneath the surface. Okay, to help you practice spotting these kinds of phrases, let's do a quick mini listening challenge. Listen to the sentence. Can you pick out the polite phrase? Ready?
I was wondering if I could borrow your charger. Got it.
That little powerhouse. I was wondering if I could. See how much work it does softening that request? Makes it sound so much less demanding.
Really does.
So what's the takeaway here? Well, hopefully you've now got a richer toolkit. More options beyond just please and thank you. You can start trying these phrases out in your own English conversations. See how they feel.
Yeah, just experiment. And remember, politeness in English. It's more than just the specific words. It's really about your tone, your attitude, how you make other people feel. It's about showing respect, fundamentally, respect for their time, their feelings, their effort. Practice these, and you'll likely find your interactions feel, smoother, more positive.
Definitely. Thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive into English politeness. It's a subtle art, but so worth exploring.
Absolutely. And maybe a final thought for you to mull over. Think about those politisms, those indirect phrases. How might they shape conversations beyond just making requests? How does understanding that hidden layer help you not just speak more politely, but also better understand what English speakers really mean sometimes? And maybe think about how that compares to politeness in your own first language. Interesting stuff to consider.
Definitely food for thought. Thanks again for listening, and we'll catch you next time on The Deep Dive.
Want to practice these phrases? Download your free PDF guide to review vocabulary, role plays, and quizzes. Find the link in the description and pinned comment, and feel free to share it with friends.
Like and subscribe for more English tips.